In this video, I want to talk about Oracle and Tarot card journals. I had a viewer ask if I could share my journals with some of you so that you can see what I do, so you can get an idea of how you want to create your own. I really think that it's important that your tarot or Oracle card journal, or both if you're working with both, is something that is very personal and adapted to what's going to work and resonate with you, especially as you're looking back. I have a way of documenting that might not be the same as yours. So this is just kind of like a jumping off point. It's definitely not a be-all end-all of tarot and Oracle card journaling. I did pull out a few of my journals. I'm not going to like read them to you and share everything that I wrote in them, because that's very personal experience, personal writing. I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time finding words today. But I am going to show you kind of how I set it up, and then how it ended up morphing into what I do now for my tarot and Oracle work. So it started out, this is a Marilyn Monroe journal that my husband bought me. I don't know, just it happened to be laying around when I started working with tarot cards, and this is what I started using to document my work with tarot. When I started out, I had just this journal devoted to my tarot cards, and only tarot card information went in here. When I was starting out, it was just seemed to be the right way for me to do it, to keep it completely separate from my Book of Shadows / journal. So I'll just show you, I don't even know if you can really see, yeah. This, and how I did this was I did not go through every card individually. Every day I would draw a card, and I would write down the card that I drew. The first card that I drew in this journal is a Strength card. So that's a Major Arcana card in tarot. I would write down what I felt and thought and heard as I looked at the card, which I talk a lot about doing in my intro series. And then I did research. I did online research, and I would go through the books that I was reading and see what they had to say about the card. So this wasn't a 5-minute thing. This was like a half an hour to an hour every day, probably in the evening for the most part, that I would spend writing down and researching what I had found. I found this really helpful at the beginning because, number one, I was writing down what my definition was, but I was also looking at other people's definitions. And especially when I started reading for other people, this was helpful because I had looked at what other meanings could be. So for the person I was reading for, maybe the Strength card was talking about the lion in the picture instead of the maiden, or the maiden instead of the lion, whereas there would be a meaning that I would always feel when I was looking at the card for myself. So I would start off by writing down what I felt and intuited from the card, and then I would write down the other meanings. And I do always reference the person that's written those meanings in my books, even though they're just my personal journals. I feel like, give credit where credit's due. And also, if I happen to look back for someone else, I can invite them to go and look at that site or buy that book for themselves, and see what the author has to say. So as you can see, I did this with every, a daily draw, except I probably took the weekends, off from doing this when my family was around. So you can see that I did that all the way through for quite some time, and I had a separate book for the cards. But then I was finding, you don't draw a different card every day, number one. And I was getting different feelings and different definitions and intuitional hits from the cards as I was drawing them on different days. They were having slightly different meanings for me. So then I would have to try to squeeze that into this section in the journal. So I decided to incorporate the meanings into my Book of Shadows / journal. I don't have a separate Book of Shadows, and that's another video entirely. I feel like it's really important that any kind of magical workings or rituals that I'm writing down are incorporated into my journal and what I'm actually experiencing in my life. It's just something that I feel very deeply, and it works for me. So I then decided to incorporate them inside in my big journal / Book of Shadows. And what I would do is, again, do my daily draw, but this time I didn't make it just tarot. I was also, working with Oracle cards too. writing down the meanings, and not really researching as much in other things. Really just sticking to what I was experiencing and feeling at that time. And then every day, even if I was drawing the same cards on the next page, I would be able to add more for each day. Also at this time, and this is another, as you can see, another main journal of mine, I would be printing out, if I didn't have time to write down different card spreads I would find online or in books. Again, giving credit where it's due at the end for using their spreads. And cataloging my tarot spreads as well. That started happening at this time, whereas this was just my daily draw. So that's how I choose to record my tarot and oracle card workings now. I keep them in my regular journal. This is a journal that I'm using right now. So always my tarot work is in my journal. You can see here I've written down a spread. Let's see if you can't really see very clearly, but this is a tarot spread I did a few weeks ago. That's written down. And it enables me to see where I am, how my relationship with the cards are growing, and it's a very fluid way to do it. So now I don't even really worry about researching anything else. It's really just about what I'm feeling and getting from the card and how my relationship with the cards are growing. So that's what the tarot journal has become for me. However, I really do love looking back at this journal, which is really very researched and focused. And who knows, there might be another time in my life where I decide to do this again. That being said, I teach an Intro to Tarot workshop in New England, and I actually have a whole tarot meanings folder pamphlet, which is quite extensive, that I typed up and that I have printed out. So I always have that to reference as well. That's not really a journal, but it is kind of along the same lines. And that's something that I did do myself, so my meanings are attached with that as well. So I don't know, I hope this has helped you a little bit get started with your journal work. Let me know if you still have questions, and I'll try to answer them as best as I can. Hopefully you've been able to see and get an idea of how I started working with my journal and how it is now. I definitely still have a tarot and oracle card journal. It's just part of my larger journal now, and it's very fluid and it flows quite easily. So I hope that this helped, and I will see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye. Hi everyone, I made the journal video last week, and I just wanted to show you a few other things to hopefully clarify a little bit what I was trying to show with what I do with my journals, because like I said in the beginning of the video, it really is a very personal thing, and it has to be what works for you. But I just wanted to show, this is the tarot packet that I created for when I teach Intro to Tarot workshops. And as you can see, and as you can also see, I even have added notes to that for my next course. But you can see that I have each card and basic meanings in a very concise manner. And I definitely really do recommend that you give this a try, even if you're not going to be teaching or anything like that at this time. Printing it up in a very concise manner is nice to have this as a reference point to go back to. And Tool is saying hello to everyone today. That being said, I still, sorry, I still do write in my Book of Shadows my tarot and oracle card meanings and spreads and all of that, like I showed you earlier. However, I did want to show you this because since I made that video, I've decided that I do oracle and tarot readings for clients. And I've decided to put all of my tarot spreads in just one journal that I have at this time. That way I have something I can carry with me. And if someone has a specific question that I feel like just a layout spread and see where we go, a totally intuitive spread might not be the best choice. I have a book I have with me that just has a spread, so I'm not having to like flip through and find things. that I can reference. So I am doing this at this point, and I'm working on that with these journals, just building basic spreads that I can carry with me. So this is something else that you can do that you might find effective. And like I said, I did start with just a journal devoted just to the tarot meanings. Then I went to working in my Book of Shadows with it, to creating a concise printout, but still writing in my Book of Shadows every day about a different card and my growing relationship with them. Because even since I typed this up, my growth with the cards has changed. So this will always change too, but this is just a nice reference to have. So I hope, again, I hope that this has answered the questions that you had about journaling. And feel free to ask me more questions if you'd like me to be more specific. I will see you in the next video. Bye.